Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're uncorking the story of a winemaking dynasty that didn't just honor tradition, they completely shattered it. And in doing so, they created a brand new path for the entire industry.
So let's dive in. We're going to look at how one family's incredible vision didn't just transform winemaking, but also set a whole new standard for how a business can and should interact with our planet. This is the story of Miguel Torres. To really get the scale of what they accomplished, we have to go back to the beginning. We're starting in the sun-drenched Pinedas region of Spain, which is where the whole Torres saga kicks off. Now, this is a family with seriously deep roots. They started way back in 1870, and by 1928, they'd already created a Spanish classic. Fast forward to the 1970s, and a new generation is at the helm. And it's this kind of established, centuries-old legacy that makes what they did next so unbelievably audacious. And that right there brings us to the moment where everything changed. This wasn't just another business expansion. No, this was a massive, high-stakes gamble in the New World. It was a move that would end up rewriting the entire future of a country's wine industry.
So picture this. It's 1979. Miguel Torres Carbó does something that was just unheard of for a major European winemaker at the time. He sets up a winery in Chile. He saw this incredible, untapped potential in what most people just considered an underdeveloped market. And he planted those first vines right in the Curicó Valley.
So you have to ask, why Chile, right? Why would a family with such a powerful legacy in Spain take this enormous leap of faith? Well, it's because Miguel Torres saw something that pretty much everyone else was missing, a perfect canvas of diverse microclimates and incredibly rich soils just waiting for someone to create truly world-class wines.
And the impact? It was immediate. It was profound. Torres didn't just show up and join the Chilean wine scene, he blew it wide open. He brought in modern tech like temperature-controlled stainless steel tanks, he pioneered using French oak barrels for aging, and with that, he shifted the entire country's focus from just making tons of wine to making quality wine that expressed its unique terroir. He basically single-handedly put Chile on the world's fine wine map.
But Miguel's vision, it went way deeper than just shiny new technology. It was about rescuing the actual soul of Chilean wine, a piece of living history that was literally dying on the vine in forgotten vineyards.
Now, you've got to understand, this wasn't some hot, trendy new grape. Not at all. This was a piece of history on the verge of disappearing forever. This was the very first grape brought to Chile by the Spanish, and by this point, it was almost completely forgotten and totally undervalued.
So what they did next wasn't just about making a new wine. It was a full-on four-part mission. First, they saw the hidden potential in this forgotten grape. Then, and this is crucial, they partnered with and actually empowered the small local farmers who had kept it alive for centuries. Next, they created an absolutely world-class sparkling rosé to prove what this grape could do. And in the end, they brought an entire tradition back from the brink of extinction. They proved that old grapes could have a brilliant new future.
This deep respect for heritage, for the land and its history, it just naturally evolved into an even deeper commitment, a respect for the planet itself. And this mission, well, it went way beyond the vineyard, looking toward our collective future.
And get this, in 2017, Miguel Torres Chile did something absolutely remarkable. They became the very first carbon-neutral winery in all of South America. Let's be clear. This wasn't some marketing stunt. This was the result of a long-term, deeply held commitment.
And this wasn't just about getting a certificate to hang on the wall. No, this was a complete philosophy for how to operate. We're talking about a totally holistic approach. Organic farming, creating wildlife corridors, powering their whole operation with solar panels and biomass, and even offsetting their tiny remaining carbon footprint by reforesting huge areas of Patagonia.
Their commitment becomes crystal clear when you just look at where their energy comes from. A staggering 3/4 of their energy comes directly from their own clean sources, solar power and biomass from their own vine clippings. It's a perfect real-world example of a closed-loop system in action.
Okay, so you've got this incredible legacy of tradition, you've got this wild innovation, and this deep commitment to sustainability. So how does it all come together? Well, the answer, of course, is in the wine itself.
So, for example, take their Cordillera line. It's basically a liquid map of Chile. Every single bottle tells the unique story of a specific place, showing you in the most vivid way how a Cabernet from the Maipo Valley is a completely different world from a Chardonnay grown in the cool, coastal Casablanca Valley.
And then there's the Manso de Velasco. This is literally a taste of history in a glass. It's made from Cabernet Sauvignon vines that are over 100 years old, and that age gives it a kind of complexity and elegance that you just can't manufacture. It's a direct line to the past, but it's crafted perfectly for the modern palate.
So when you boil it all down, the whole Torres family philosophy is really this. A bottle of wine is never, ever just fermented grape juice. When it's done right, every single glass holds a story, a sense of place, and a really deeply held purpose.
Which brings us to this final question. Can a bottle of wine really contain the future of the planet? Well, the story of Miguel Torres suggests that, yeah, maybe it can. They've proved that it is possible to honor the past, innovate for the present, and protect the future, all at the same time. Thanks for watching this explainer.